Hello. So it's really fun to go to sex parties and to indulge in all the beauty of sexual pleasure that is possible, and especially with new people. It's fun. It's amazing. They let you in such a private place. So how to enjoy it the best and not to carry on something nasty, but only the very beautiful memory of orgy or just like a hookup. So. First of all, there are different levels of the ways you can catch it. So it's very easy when you don't have a condom and through vaginal sex. Lots of chances, also chance of pregnancy. Pregnancy is a miracle, but it's much better to be prepared and that you already dealt with your things before you have a child and not somewhere random. Anyway, enough of patronizing. It's more about fun. So. Condoms are great, but you must know that there are liquids, and if you put condom only at the very end, just before the actual penetration, it's still a risk that there could be some liquids around on your fingers, on thighs, around genitals. So be aware of that. If you touch your partner with right hand, make sure you never touch yourself when you're not protected. You don't lick those fingers, just in case, like you have two separate hands. Also, if you are rubbing your genitals against someone else, doesn't matter if it's not inside, if it's only like a tip of the head. No, this is a way you can get bacteria and infections and other like STDs. So be aware of that. Condoms are a great help. You can get, so chlamydia is the most common, is bacteria. Men rarely pass the symptoms, so you can live for quite a while. Women has more problem with that, and then the risk of to be infertile, and it's quite a nasty bacteria. It can affect your body. Another bacteria which is uroplasma, and it's not being checked neither in UK nor in Scandinavia. It's something you must be really particular on. It doesn't give you symptoms, but in the long run it can affect your eyes or joints. It's more problematic for women. Both chlamydia and uroplasma are treated with antibiotics. It's quite easy, but the thing is, once you get them, you're more susceptible to other STDs. But it happens quite often, and most likely if you had more than one partner who has more than one partner, at some point in your life, most likely you'll get it. Nothing too bad. Another thing is syphilis. And also, like these, before bacteria is mentioned, they can come through oral, anal, and vaginal sex. So, same applicable for the same sex, for the same gender people who are having sex. Like just exposure to these three things is a way. Another thing is syphilis. Also, you can get it through oral sex. Unprotected one. It's, even though you don't have any ulcer or like a little wound in your mouth, it's still quite risky. Syphilis is quite common. It's really easy to treat it with antibiotics. They're quite hard on your body, but it's not the end of the world. Also, it doesn't give such a clear symptoms. You might feel a bit like as if you have a flu, some unpainful ulcers on your body, just to be aware. Then there is herpes, oral herpes. Most of people, they have it. Genital herpes are like very unsexy looking and painful, so but they're all treatable. HPV, it's also another common thing. Now people are being vaccinated from it, but most of people have it as well, and it's a bit worse for the women, because then we have a tendency to have a cancer in the somewhere, I don't know the English name, in the somewhere between the womb and vagina, and so just women have to be more aware to check themselves. And then there is HIV. Nowadays there are medication called PrEP. If you take it a week before the sex party, it builds resistance, and then you can be safe from HIV only, even if you have sex unprotected with an infected person. Anyway, now like it's quite livable with it. Like it's not as it was before, completely incurable and like it's a death sentence to you. No, it's quite manageable, and scientists are working to treat it, and there are already a few patients who got cured from HIV. Anyway, it's all diseases are not fun, and it's nice to have them to just to keep the sexy part and not indulge in the other one. Always like use your imagination. There are so many ways to approach partner and yourself, and you can always find out something more interesting than just like primitive blowjob in a sex party whilst everyone is having big orgy. And so I highly advise you on that. And condoms are wonderful. Hand washing thing is a very good practice, very highly recommended. And yes, like everything that goes to your warm places should be protected with condoms. I mean, in a perfect world, we wouldn't use that. We would just, we could all indulge in everything we want. But we have to live together with all the STDs and STIs, so it's better to know how we work and then choose the right and sexy path. Thank you for watching. I hope this is useful.